Deep in the rainforests of Honduras lies a place that few have seen and even fewer have dared to explore. This is not just any ordinary village, it is a place wrapped in enigma and shrouded in secrecy. Hidden by tall trees and mist, the village of El Mirador remains concealed from the prying eyes of the modern world. The thick canopy and the ever-present mist create a natural barrier, making it almost impossible to spot from above. This village, known as El Mirador, is nestled deep within the dense forest, far from the reach of civilization. Its name, which translates to the lookout in Spanish, is fitting given its elevated position. You can only get there by a dangerous path through the jungle. The journey is not for the faint-hearted. It involves navigating treacherous trails, crossing rivers, and enduring the relentless humidity and heat of the rainforest. This hidden village is a mystery, untouched by modern life. The people of El Mirador live in harmony with nature, relying on the forest for their sustenance and shelter. They have preserved their way of life for generations, undisturbed by the outside world. Not many people from outside have gone there, and even fewer have come back to tell the story. Those who have returned speak of a place that seems frozen in time, where the past and present coexist in a delicate balance. El Mirador, which means the lookout in Spanish, has a good name. It sits high up, giving you an amazing view of the jungle below. From this vantage point, one can see the vast expanse of the rainforest stretching out in all directions. It sits high up, giving you an amazing view of the jungle below. The view is breathtaking, with the lush green canopy extending as far as the eye can see. It's a sight that evokes a sense of wonder and awe, reminding us of the beauty and mystery of the natural world. It's a view that makes you think of ancient times. The dense forest with its towering trees and diverse wildlife seems almost primordial, as if it has remained unchanged for millennia, but the beautiful location is just the beginning of a much deeper mystery. The village of El Mirador is not just a place of natural beauty, it is also a place of legends and folklore. The stories people whisper about El Mirador are both interesting and scary. Tales of strange occurrences and unexplained phenomena have been passed down through generations, adding to the village's mystique. Stories of strange lights, whispers in the wind, and things moving on their own have been told by the Honduran people for many years. These tales speak of supernatural forces at play, of spirits and entities that inhabit the forest. These stories passed down through generations make El Mirador seem like a place where our world and something unknown are very close. The villagers believe that the forest is alive, that it has a spirit of its own that watches over them and protects them. Even though it's so interesting, the village hasn't been explored much. The dense jungle and the eerie tales have kept most explorers at bay, leaving El Mirador largely untouched and its secrets well guarded. Its secrets are protected by the thick jungle and the strange stories. The forest acts as a natural fortress, shielding the village from the outside world and preserving its mysteries. Our team, excited by the mystery, went to find out the truth behind the legends. Armed with curiosity and a sense of adventure, we embarked on a journey to uncover the secrets of El Mirador. What we discovered was beyond our wildest imaginations, a place where reality and myth intertwine, creating a tapestry of wonder and intrigue. Getting to El Mirador was really hard. The journey was not for the faint-hearted. It required a level of endurance and determination that we had never experienced before. The dense jungle seemed almost impenetrable, with its thick vegetation and tangled undergrowth. Every step forward felt like a battle against nature itself. Days of cutting through the thick jungle, climbing over difficult land and fighting off bugs really tested us. The heat was oppressive, and the humidity made every breath feel heavy. Our clothes were soaked with sweat and our bodies were covered in insect bites. Each night, we collapsed into our makeshift camps, exhausted but determined to press on. But when we finally got out of the jungle and into the village clearing, a strange peace came over us. It was as if we had stepped into another world, one untouched by the chaos of the outside. The village seemed to emerge from the forest like a hidden gem, a sanctuary of calm amidst the wild. Time felt slower, the air smelled like unusual flowers, and the rainforest sounds became quiet, replaced by a strange silence. The vibrant colors of the flowers contrasted sharply with the green of the jungle, creating a surreal landscape. The silence was profound, broken only by the occasional rustle of leaves or the distant call of a bird. The village was made up of old houses made of adobe, their roofs covered with moss. These homes seemed to blend seamlessly with their surroundings, as if they had grown from the earth itself. The moss on the roofs added a touch of ancient wisdom, a reminder of the passage of time. The villagers, with faces that showed they knew a lot from living in such a faraway place, greeted us carefully. Their eyes held a depth of knowledge and experience that spoke of a life lived in harmony with nature. They were cautious, yet welcoming. Their smiles warm, but reserved. They were strong people, their lives connected to the rainforest. Their strength was not just physical, but also spiritual, a resilience born from their deep connection to the land. They moved with a grace and purpose that was mesmerizing to watch. Their eyes seemed to hold the secrets whispered on the wind. There was a wisdom there, a knowing that went beyond words. It was as if they could see into the heart of the jungle, understanding its mysteries in a way that we could only dream of. Their way of life, without any modern things, seemed stuck in time. It was a simpler existence, free from the distractions and noise of the modern world. They lived in harmony with their environment, taking only what they needed and giving back in return. The villagers farmed in the old ways, their days following the sun. They worked the land with their hands, using tools that had been passed down through generations. Their connection to the earth was evident in every action, every movement. They really understood nature and respected its power. They knew the rhythms of the seasons, the cycles of growth and decay. Their respect for nature was not just a belief, but a way of life, ingrained in their daily routines and practices. You could see it in everything they did, from the way they tended their crops to the way they interacted with each other. There was a sense of balance and harmony. Their lives were a testament to the power of living in tune with the natural world, a lesson that we could all learn from. As we got used to the village life, we started to hear the whispers, the subtle murmurings that seemed to float on the breeze, carrying with them the weight of countless generations. These whispers were not just idle gossip or casual conversation, they were the threads that wove the fabric of the village's history and culture, the little stories that hinted at the real El Mirador, a place shrouded in mystery and ancient lore. The villagers spoke in hushed tones, their voices tinged with a mix of reverence and fear, as if speaking too loudly might awaken the spirits they spoke of. The villagers talked about strange lights that moved through the jungle at night, shining like fireflies in a storm. These lights were not the usual bioluminescence one might expect in a rainforest. They danced and flickered with an intelligence that seemed almost sentient, leading some to believe they were the spirits of the ancestors, watching over the land. These lights, they said, weren't from this world. They were otherworldly, a phenomenon that defied explanation. Some villagers claimed to have followed the lights, only to find themselves lost in the dense foliage, emerging hours later with no memory of where they had been. They talked about voices in the wind, whispers in a language no one knew, coming from deep in the jungle. These voices were said to be the spirits of the ancient ones, communicating with those who were willing to listen. The wind carried their messages, a blend of warning and wisdom, urging the villagers to respect the land and its secrets. Some people said these voices were the whispers of ancient beings, protectors of the rainforest's secrets. These beings were believed to be the original inhabitants of the land, their spirits forever intertwined with the jungle. They were the guardians, ensuring that the balance of nature was maintained and that the secrets of the rainforest remained hidden from those who would exploit them. Animals acted strangely in El Mirador too. Birds sang different songs, melodies that were unfamiliar and haunting. It was as if the very essence of the jungle had infused their songs with a deeper meaning, a connection to the ancient spirits that roamed the land. And jaguars, who are usually alone, were seen near the village, watching it like they were guarding something. These majestic creatures, often elusive and solitary, seemed to have a purpose, a mission to protect the village and its inhabitants from unseen threats. Even the insects buzzed louder, reminding us that this was a place where nature was in charge. The constant hum of the jungle was a symphony of life, each creature playing its part in the grand orchestra of the rainforest. It was a reminder that in El Mirador, humans were merely visitors in a world ruled by nature. These stories, told with both fear and respect, were more than just stories. They were the collective memory of the village, a way to pass down knowledge and tradition from one generation to the next. Each tale was a lesson, a warning, and a testament to the power of the unseen forces that governed life in El Mirador. They were part of life in El Mirador, showing how strange and powerful the village was. The villagers lived in harmony with the jungle, understanding that their survival depended on respecting the ancient spirits in the natural world. El Mirador was not just a village, it was a living, breathing entity, a place where the past and present coexisted, and where the whispers in the wind carried the wisdom of ages. Deep in the rainforest, hidden by the trees, were the ruins of an old civilization. Broken temples covered in vines showed a history that had been forgotten. The villagers talked about these ruins quietly, with respect and a little fear. Legends told of a great civilization that once lived there, their empire huge and powerful. They were very smart, experts in astronomy and math, and they understood nature better than we do. But their time ended. Something terrible happened, something no one remembers clearly, and their empire fell apart. Some whispered of a huge flood, others of a giant fire. Whatever it was, the great civilization was destroyed, their cities taken over by the jungle, their stories becoming legends. But the villagers believed the ancient people never really left. They believed their spirits stayed in the ruins, their anger echoing through the jungle.